And we are back. Couch Company Podcast. I am John. With me, as always, Tyler.
Here I am, right across from you. As usual.
As usual.
Yeah.
180 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a line. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
You like that?
Yeah.
You love that.
I had to think about it for a second.
You were about to correct
Dude,
me.
my
I was
brain's fried.
not this time,
yeah,
Tyler. I know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is nice because we can actually know when the other one's going to talk, unlike last week where it was like we're doing it through Discord and trying to just kind of, it was just weird. In person is just better. It's always better.
No, it is always. Actually, I didn't think last week was too bad, though, in terms of just talking over each other.
No, I think it was fine. It was just harder. That's all. It just required more thought, more effort.
More hardness.
Yeah, more hardness.
Anyways, check out that episode. We did Gen 2 Pokemon. Disclaimer, we're not responsible for ruining your childhood.
Okay. I feel like you have to put a disclaimer beforehand before they...
I was going to tweet it out, but then I didn't.
Yeah.
So now I'm saying it after the fact.
It's okay. It's going to be really...
Don't disclaimers go like after?
Well, you like Gen 3, so that's going to take some time.
Yeah.
And you'll have some opinions on that. But afterwards, man, we're just going to start
That's when I
bashing
can't
everything.
wait. That's when I can't wait.
You got to wait a year.
Because it's going to be like, oh, back in my day.
I mean, we could just record it right now and...
It'd be the same.
Sit on it for a year.
Yeah. The exact same. I was surprised how much I forgot about Gen 2.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't stick with me as much as I thought it would. And I'm hoping that Gen 3 does.
I'm sure it will.
It has to.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So what's going on?
Not much, man. Excited for today's episode.
This is a jam-packed episode. I did some research. I haven't done research since Planets. I don't know if anyone could tell that on the podcast. Yeah. That's not true, but I put some research into this.
No, yeah. I'm always excited when you care. It's always like a good when the lights come back in your eyes, like for that brief moment. I like try to take advantage.
There's a lot of exciting stuff that happened there. I was actually expecting a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with what they showed.
No, it was good. I'm really curious to get your opinion on everything. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm actually excited for?
What's up?
Just going off already.
Oh, okay.
But we're at the end of the year, right?
Yeah.
So our last top 5 of the year is our top 5s for that year.
Yes.
Or is that the first top 5 of next year? Either way. Very close together.
Uh-huh.
So I'm excited to like go back and look at all of our top 5s this year. See what
to
ones we like.
recap them and do that.
Yeah.
We might have less this year than last. No, that's actually impossible.
We might.
Maybe.
No, I think we definitely do because like last year we were almost consistently doing a top 5 every week. And this year, definitely like I would say 50% rate.
Yeah, like every 3. Yeah.
Every other like had a top 5. But I'm still excited either way.
It'll be good. We have to do that. We have to do our game of the years. We have to do. There's a lot, and we only have like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good, but it is gonna be great.
Yes,
it's not gonna be good. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
Anyways, Game Awards.
We have 2 sections to this.
2. 3.
3?
No, 2.
We could do 3.
I like the number 3.
All right,
because I feel like it's the strongest number. Very similar to how a triangle is the strongest shape.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like 3, there's no tiebreakers when you're doing 3 things.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2 against 1.
Did I already tell you about how I pissed off my science teacher with the straws and the triangles?
No.
No? All right, real quick story.
Back in when they were telling you dinosaurs is
back
real?
in high school. No, this is high school.
Oh,
so
okay.
This is secular.
This was
evolution is
dinosaurs
real.
Okay.
All this silly stuff. So the teacher brought out a whole bunch of little like straws. Think coffee, like a little thicker than coffee stirrers, but also not as thick as normal straws. I don't know where she got them. Probably Dollar Tree.
I'm actually more curious about the straws.
Yeah,
now.
actually.
Let's
call them real straws.
All right.
Got us a whole bunch of straws. Got us a whole bunch of like I guess like sticky tack, silly putty, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
And it was okay. Let's see who can build the highest tower, and we're gonna do like an earthquake test.
Yeah.
And like whoever falls over loses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So everyone's building like a square, and they're just going up high, and they might have like a cross beam here and there and stuff like that. But my team, we were like, we're just gonna do triangles everywhere.
Yeah.
And we'll call it like a modern art building or whatever.
Yep.
So like she literally just was like struggling to get this thing to fall down.
Yeah.
She had it like literally like 90 degrees on its side at one point, just like shaking it. It was like solid. Yeah, she wasn't happy about that.
Why?
Because like she grades on a curve, and like if like certain people are like well above I am not. Disclaimer: I'm not good at science, but for that year, coming from a private school where they literally kick you out if you don't hit a certain grade level, I was much more motivated. Don't worry. By the time I was senior, I was evened out. I was shaved down, but yeah, I put a lot more thought and effort into my 9th grade year than anything else.
Yeah, that's weird that she was mad about that.
Well, I did get dinged. The only bad grade I ever got in her class is she was asking about global warming.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I don't care about global warming. It's not going to affect me or my grandkids. And she was like, that is not the response. The question was, do you care about global warming and why? And I said, I do not care about global warming.
All right.
I thought that was fair. Like,
well, it's your opinion. Yeah, it's your opinion.
It's my opinion. I say it, and I gave evidence to back it up. I mean, it was, I don't know what I said at that point, but it was just like, global warming is going to hit within XXX. And it's like, I'm just being selfish here, but at least I'm honest.
Right.
Yeah, she wasn't super thrilled.
I was like thinking about it. Dude, my head's such a fucked up place.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like sitting there, like a quick like scenario just pops in my head. I'm like, okay, like he has evidence to support that. I was like, what if there's like a guy it's like, yeah, dude, a polar bear ate my wife. It's like team global warming, man. Fuck those ice caps.
What?
Like he's sitting in the class and he's like, do you care about global warming? And the guy's like, yeah, dude, I love it. And he's like, well, why? And then he'd be like, because polar bear like ate my wife.
He just bought a bunch of tractors and is just letting them run 24/7. Yeah. Oh man,
it's
just a personal
vendetta. I told you, it's like funny to me. I don't know, it's whatever.
So Game Awards, we're gonna like, dial that back in.
What would the science teacher say to that? All right, anyways,
I don't know.
Game Awards. I hope she listens to this. What was her name? Mrs. S? Mrs. S?
No, I think it was a Miss.
Miss S.
Starts with a B.
Excuse me. Uh-oh. That's easy to...
Behringer?
Yeah.
Miss Behringer?
Yeah, all right.
I don't know.
Shout out.
She was awesome. She was very nice.
That's great.
She fell once. She fell once. Yeah,
I feel like everyone's fallen at least
once. She was in some new boots and her legs locked up. And it was like this comical like, oh no, and then she just fell like a board.
You know it's gonna happen. That is funny. Yeah. Dude, women's fashion is designed to hurt them. It is shocking to me
stupid.
how they why? Why?
Yeah.
Is it our fault? Because like guys think it looks good. I don't know if I've ever saw like a woman's boot and was like, wow, I love that boot.
Yeah.
It's a great boot.
I don't think it's not about the boot, it's about putting them in weird positions to theoretically make them more attractive looking.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I feel like the style, but it's very much for the people wearing them, I would feel like, more than for anyone else.
Buddy, you're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah,
I don't care about any of that stuff. I feel like that's all just that's the big business trying to make money.
Well,
we're out of our depth.
Well,
video games, reel it back in.
Yeah. I was gonna say if it doesn't have a swoosh on it, I'm not really.
Yeah, well, swooshes are too. They're very not like they're not really inclusive there.
What?
Swooshes?
Okay.
Like Nike. Everything is like you got to be thin and narrow and everything.
It's like an athletic brand.
Yeah.
Well, not always. They have stretchy stuff.
I mean, I guess, but like the shoes, for instance, like I have wide feet. You can't really do anything about your wide feet. Nike shoes just don't work with me. You can't put them on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyways, we're a video game podcast.
Yep. Let's go back to what we know.
By definition.
What was it? Thursday?
Last week was the Game Awards.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a bunch of different Game Awards. I do want to say this real quick. So the Golden Joystick gave Stray Game of the Year.
Golden Joystick.
Yeah, you ever heard of that? It's like another Game Awards or whatever. Or thing.
It's called the Golden Joystick?
The Golden Joystick. I have a fucking cramp right now.
You all right? Do you need some water or something?
Me. No, I'm good.
All right.
It just hurts. Trying to like...
See, I was just talking about how we need to have softer chairs and stuff. You're like, no, I like to be like upright and...
It's like... anyways.
All right.
The Golden Joystick Awards. You never heard of them?
No.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like publications vote on it or something. Because like each of them have different criteria about like how they determine the winners.
Yeah.
And I forget which one this is. but I'm almost certain that Stray was the game of the year.
We'll
And I
get,
was
we'll
like,
get there.
I was just
We'll get
thinking
there.
about what you said at our previous
Yeah.
podcast where you were not very
There's
happy about
some-
Stray.
No. People. I tell you what. Every time they mentioned Stray, the
Yeah.
audience went wild. So maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm.
Oh
missing
no, it is
something.
seriously you.
Yeah.
Notice how everyone likes Elden Ring as well, and you gave it like a fucking 60 out of 100.
No, I give it like a 68.
Yeah, nice.
That's Well, they didn't deserve a 69. Okay. So we have 3 sections. We
Yes.
have section 1 is all the announcements that they came out with, so new games, different things like that.
Yeah,
Section 2, we can actually go through all of the awards and who won.
yeah.
And then section 3, we'll figure out because apparently you like number 3.
No, we're good with 2
Okay,
sections.
2 sections.
I do want to make a quick correction already.
Correction, yep.
It was not the Golden Joysticks game of the year. It was the PlayStation Game of the Year for the Golden Joystick Awards, which is insane that it's better than Horizon Forbidden West.
How
or God of War. Yeah,
How do
God
you
of War.
do
Yeah,
that?
that's
Oh
fucking
my
crazy.
God.
Anyways, go ahead. So
Have I mentioned on the podcast yet that I did buy a PlayStation? Probably, right?
no, you put it on Twitter though.
Yeah, I bought a PlayStation for God of War. God of War is very good.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So opening announcements. Well, there's opening announcements, and then I forgot to put the close, like when the show actually started. So we're just going to bump all these together into announcements. The first one, I think they open up strongly.
Okay.
Dead Cells. You never played Dead Cells.
Never played Dead Cells.
Dead Cells is one of the best games ever made in the past, I don't know, 10 years probably.
Really?
It's very, very good. It's a Castlevania,
yeah.
or like a Metroidvania, I guess you should say.
Right. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roguelike, run around, kill things, feels really good, feels very fluid. And I guess I just spoiled it, but they're adding Castlevania characters to it. So now you
Yeah.
have your Dracula, your Alucard, your who's Belmont, I think is the other guy they were showed.
Yep.
Looks pretty good. I don't think they showed their actual sprites in the game, so it was all like an animated version of it, like almost like a cartoon to announce everything.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Right.
But it's the Symphony of the Night art style and everything. So crowd was going crazy. They were loving it. Everyone that likes Dead Cells always compares the two, and now, hey, guess what? You have Castlevania. So
Yeah, I feel like it has a pretty good following. What is it? Is it like DLC or how does that? Do we know how that's going to function yet?
I assume it's going to be DLC.
Yeah,
because
okay.
they just keep putting out these like add-ons to everything. Now I believe they're paid. I'm assuming that one would be paid as well. But
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
But they regularly update the game. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
That's cool. Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, they just came out with Sea Witch or something like that this year.
Okay.
That I was going to play. I just ran out of time. But so that's cool. The second one, Vampire Survivors. We reviewed that one. That is now on iOS and Android, which is a
Yeah.
big deal.
So you were talking about the other game that was like,
Survivor.io. Yeah.
which was like an app, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
now you have no reason to play Survivor.io because
So one of my notes was, how does this affect Survivor.io?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, if you put Vampire Survivor in the App Store, and I'm sure this will eventually change as more and more people download it, it's like the 4th or 5th entry down. Like it's not even top. Like you literally type in Vampire Survivor,
yeah.
does not show up in the top like four things because other people are getting it. I will say Vampire Survivor, not super optimized for iOS. It works. It runs fine. Plays just as good and everything. Does not actually... I feel like Survivor.io actually feels better.
Wow.
I hate all the ads. I hate all that crap.
Yeah.
And I hate the constant ways of them like, hey, you got to play an hour here. You got to do this. You got to keep coming back. Vampire Survivor's like, yeah, play when you want. Whatever. Like, it is what it is. So I'm playing both right now. I'm sure I'll eventually just switch to Vampire Survivor because I hate the ads. But overall, Survivor.io is still a very good game.
Yeah, dude, ads are not fun. And I know
I'm conditioning myself.
Controversial.
I'm conditioning myself to be like, okay, it's going to take me an hour to watch enough ads to get all the free stuff per day. I literally watch like...
You watch an hour of ads?
Not quite, but it takes me an hour to get through the amount of ads I need to and then do all of like the item forging and combining and all that stuff. Where like I don't actually play the game. I play one round.
Yeah.
And it takes me an hour to do the one round and then all the other like kind of bells and whistle daily stuff. Like for the dailies with Survivor.io, it's kind of bonkers, but you need to only play one like 15-minute run. And even then, you could technically start the run and cancel it, and it'd be fine.
You play an hour a day of Survivor.io?
Not really. It's like I launch it, like if I'm on my lunch break or whatever, I'll hit it, let it run, and then you just like every 30 seconds you just tap a button and it goes to the next ad, and you just get the free gems and the free gold and stuff like that, and then you spend it. It's not great. That's why Survivor's better.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that paid or is it free?
They're both free.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Interesting.
Yeah. So that's cool. Another mobile game coming is Valiant Hearts. I don't know if you ever played that on the PC. It was not my cup of tea, but it was nice. I'm sure it's going to be a hard thing. I think it was. They had a subtitle too, so I think it's like almost like an expansion type of thing, or a sequel, but it's coming to mobile.
I hate mobile games.
Generally speaking, I'm with you. Yeah,
literally the worst.
Yeah,
like they're so bad.
There are a couple Grindstone, which sucks because it's only for Apple Arcade, so you actually have to pay a subscription to play it.
Yeah,
that's very good. What the Golf's very good. Survivor.io is very good, but like then you start to like you have your Plants vs Zombies, your stuff like that. Like there are some standouts that are just fun, dumb. Like hey, I'll play this for 5 minutes in between commutes or whatever.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, yeah, any quote unquote like hardcore, like Diablo's on it. Like Diablo's on my phone.
Right.
No thanks. Like as much as I love Diablo, like I'm good.
It just seems like that space is so scummy.
Yes.
Like
yep.
Way worse than like traditional video game space. Like I don't know, man. The practices that they use, like I mean, you always send us those mobile ads.
Oh, the horniest of mobile ads, yeah.
Yeah. But then there's the other ones where it's like it looks like a cool puzzle game, and then like you actually play the game, and it's nothing like that at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's their advertising now. Is like, oh, did you ever think that this game doesn't play like this? This actually does. It's like, okay, like there was one ad where I still to this day don't know what the ad was actually for. It was probably like some chat service or something. But it's just two girls doing rock paper scissors, and they both pick scissor.
Yeah.
And then they smirk at the camera.
Wow.
And that's it.
It's great marketing.
Yeah.
It's fantastic marketing.
I don't know what they're selling.
My favorite was like Mafia City.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
You like level up, be the boss, or something. And you had no idea what the fucking gameplay is like.
In like a gutter or whatever, and you save you steal the
save the guy or take the money.
Steal the boss's wife or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's like who thinks of this shit? That's insane. That's what I want the job where we just sit in the whiteboard room and just come up with those commercials.
Notice that their game of the year, like there was no like best mobile game.
Yeah, because it's fucking horrible space. All right, anyways, there's my rant.
So Valiant Hearts, maybe that'll be your mobile game. Maybe that'll be fantastic.
I never play any mobile games.
I think that's World War One. Something I'm actually excited for, but also gives me one less reason to own a PlayStation is Returnal is coming to PC finally. So there was a lot of rumors coming out over the past year about that happening.
Yep.
Finally announced. There wasn't a date. I was looking for the date. It just says soon. So I'm hoping this year. That would be great. I don't know.
You've been really excited for that game for a long time.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it. I'm sure I'm gonna hate it because it's like a lighter Elden Ring, but with guns. So like the they just actually announced the sequel to it as well. How
did that game perform critically? Was it
Returnal was very well received? Yeah,
I know it was super hyped. I remember it was very hyped coming out, and I don't remember like how it did score wise. So all right,
it's like a roguelite meets Remnant.
Yeah.
is the game that we played that for a little bit.
I didn't, but I saw it.
Yeah, no, we played Remnant.
I did not. The cowboy game.
Remnant.
Which one's Remnant?
Remnant from the Ashes. It was like we were shooting aliens or something. It was me, you, and Zach, and we played the intro. We're like, this is cool, and then just never played it again.
I was a cowboy in that game. That's probably
maybe.
Yeah, the cowboy. Okay. I was a sharpshooter class, I think. All right, yeah, that was a cool game. We never played it. Wow.
One thing to note: Samsung and Xbox. Do you care about that at all? If you own a Samsung TV, you can get the Xbox app, and now here's Game Pass on streaming from a Samsung device. You just hook up your Xbox controller Bluetooth wise, and now you don't need anything else.
Do you have a Samsung?
Yeah.
Are you going to do that?
No. Oh, actually, I don't have a Samsung. It's my dad. So no, I have an LG.
Oh,
I want to get a Samsung OLED.
yeah.
In which case, I would try it.
Yeah.
But I have a computer. Why do
computer.
a computer.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's cool though. If it's just like, oh, I just want to like mess around with Vampire Survivors, for instance. I'm sure that could run it perfectly fine. It's just something to mess with.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
The reason why I put it on here is I think that's interesting because Google is meanwhile giving out refunds for all of their Google Stadia stuff and getting rid of all that. So it's kind of funny that Xbox is like, here, you don't need anything else. Just get a controller.
That is funny.
Yeah. Here's another dumb thing, but this kind of goes back to our It Takes 2 days. You can buy Cutie the elephant, like an actual Cutie the elephant, complete with like ripping its ear off and everything. So you can get like a little stuffed animal of it.
Disturbing.
Yeah.
Still one of the most fucked up scenes I've ever seen in my life.
And I know that whenever we transitioned to the video podcast, we wanted to have like a bookcase with just like all of little things that we've done together.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to get that elephant.
Yeah, I think that was a moment in our history.
Yeah.
Like it was like that moment, and then right next to it is like GTA 5 with Trevor.
Trevor?
Yeah, when he fucking tortured that guy.
Oh, you're talking generally. I got you.
Like,
I was like,
most fucked up things I've done in video games.
Yeah,
like
it's up there.
It's up there, man.
No Russian is a close third.
Yeah, the Russian. Yeah, oh my god. Oh man.
Oh jeez. Okay, so there's that. Hellboy, Web of, I'm guessing Word, WYRD.
Yeah.
Cool art style. You saw some Hellboy action. Did you look at that trailer?
Yeah.
It looked neat.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, the anime, like it was almost like you could freeze it and it would be a cool picture, but the animation I wasn't particularly loving. And then whenever he spoke, it sounded like insert generic voice actor here. It was fine, but like I wanted like Ron Perlman's. I would have put money on it. I would put a cheeseburger on it that they got Ron Perlman to just speak those lines.
Yeah.
Nah, they didn't. So
well, yeah. I've never been a really big Hellboy fan, so
I liked Ron Perlman's movies.
They never did it for me. I don't know. Yeah. I know it's like it's pretty popular. I'd say like there's a lot of people who enjoy those. I'm not one of them.
Who's the guy from Stranger Things played Hopper? Do we know his name?
Yeah, probably someone does.
His mom does.
His mom probably. Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't think he was bad Hellboy. I thought that was a terrible movie though.
Yeah,
I would have even gone with like his voice. I
really?
think they want to sweep that under the rug at this point. Yeah. Do you care about? So you have PlayStation. We both have PlayStations.
Yep.
Are you thinking about getting PSVR for the PlayStation?
Fuck that. Are you kidding me?
PSVR 2 game comes out in February. Horizon Call of the Mountain. They announced this before, but they were kind of showing some gameplay for that.
Yeah.
You got a bow and arrow. Like that's okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I just don't have the space for VR. I'm sure it's cool. To me, like Half-Life Alyx is like the bar now. Like that's we need something in that realm to pique my interest in the VR realm, which is very difficult to do. I mean, it's Valve, right? Yeah, so Valve's like putting all their chips in that basket, right?
Yep.
So
yeah,
but that was a cool game. That was really interesting.
PlayStation has the one thing they have up on everything else is they are extremely comfortable. So you put that headset on and it's super, super comfortable.
Okay.
But the downside is you also have a million different wires. Now, if I recall correctly, the PSVR 2 is only going to be a single cord into the PlayStation. And that's why you have a little USB-C on the front of the PlayStation so you can kind of run that cord for later, which is cool. That will be nice. So if you can run it all off of one cord, I might actually buy it just to have it.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder what the quality is going to be like, though.
I would assume comparable to like a Meta Quest 2 or something like that, which is to say it's fine.
Yeah.
Like it's not the best.
Right.
In all honesty, it should be better because it's a more powerful system than the Meta Quest, and the Meta Quest isn't connected to anything. So I would hope it's better than
that. Yeah. We'll have to see. That's interesting.
Well,
are you going to dabble with that?
It's to be seen, right? Like in all honesty, the funny thing is too, they also got the rights to Half-Life Alyx for the PSVR 2. So if anything, I'll just get that.
Check that out. Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So that's cool. There's a game called Post Trauma, where it looks like you're kind of like stuck in like a hospital. It it looked like I could have sworn it was going to be like Evil Within 3 or something. That's what it looked like, the scene and everything. Looks creepy. Not my cup of tea. Probably won't mess with it, but
Which one was that called again?
it's called Post Trauma.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember that one.
Usually, it looks like it was like almost like you have to run around with some like puzzle stuff, and it's like you're in a dark corridor, and there's like a bunch of bodies everywhere, and you have some lights, and it plays with that.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, interesting.
It's all right.
It's all right.
Did you look at Viewfinder? They showed that off. They announced that last year, I believe, at E3. But it's the one with the pictures. So you're holding up like a Polaroid, and you can go through the Polaroid and you solve puzzles using that. It looked very much like The Witness to me. Like you have to think outside the box and try to like wrap your head around some weird type of spacing and things. But
yeah, no, as you know, I'm a huge puzzle game fan. Probably my favorite genre.
Yeah.
No, so I mean, I'm excited.
It goes like puzzles.
Yep.
Madden.
Yep.
I don't know. Strategy. Call of Duty. Something like that.
No, I like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I mean, interesting for those who care.
Well, I will.
Sorry,
I
can't contribute a lot to that one, Tyler.
I will be shocked if that looks like a very Xbox Game Pass looking thing. In fact, it might have been shown in Xbox. I don't know.
It has to be, right? Like that's right up their alley.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
Among Us, there's a new mode called Hide and Seek. So we used to call it Mike Myers whenever we played it on like COD 4.
Yeah.
So that looks neat. I don't know. It's almost like that's kind of what you're supposed to do. I think the only difference now is like, okay, one person is the monster.
Right.
And you know who the monster is, and you're just kind of running and hiding and whatnot. So that actually came out on the 9th. So whenever you're listening to this, that's out now. So I would love to get a group together just one night and just try to play through it. I think that would be amazing. That'd be super fun.
Yeah, were you like big into Among Us when that was like popping off?
Yes.
Okay.
We had a few good runs where it was really, really good. And I probably already mentioned this before, but I had it like you always have that one really good kill or that one really good lie that you always tell that story where I killed Zach in front of Kyle, and I used Mike's prejudice against Kyle within video games.
Yeah.
To make Mike boot Kyle out. So I essentially got both of them. And it was the best thing ever, and I won that game. Yeah.
No,
that's why it's a good game. You play if you know people, like strangers, you could probably still have fun. But I think playing with a friend group and knowing all the little idiosyncracies and all the different relationships and stuff, you can really have some fun with that.
No, you have to play with friends, and no, you're totally right. It was a fun game. I don't really hear about it much anymore, so
people still played it. They had that new map out. I would play it again. I'd try the hide and seek mode, but I do love the whole.
It was always the best when like people didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean? Like it was all new, and you're like finding things out. You're like, oh, I can fake doing this stuff. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
I think it's been long enough too that we would all have to kind of relearn that too. So we could still have that funness, so to speak.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's out now. After Us is a game. It looks like Journey. I don't know if you saw that one. You're kind of this robed figure running around, kind of a post-apocalyptic area.
Yeah.
Like you're pretty tiny, and there's, everything's there.
Sorry, I'm trying to like remember.
Yeah, no, sure. I just watched this yesterday. Like it's cool. Like it looked neat. I'll probably try it whenever it comes out. But anything that's Journey, I'm a mark for that.
Of course. To recapture the
it'll just never happen.
Well, of course, but that's good.
So there's a game called Replaced, which couldn't really tell what the heck that game was because at one point it just looked like a normal like kind of like side scrolling like RPG that's has a cool pixel art design, looked somewhat cyberpunky, street gutter, like you're almost like a detective looking guy.
Yeah.
That might be neat. They showed Street Fighter 6 in a weird way. So I'm hoping, unless I'm just that far out of Street Fighter, it looked like all the characters they were showing were new characters.
I don't know.
Because I didn't recognize a single one of those. Definitely could be wrong there.
I think you're right. Dude, Street Fighter 6 looks so weird. Like they have so many like different things they're trying to do.
Yeah.
It just seems like this game is fucking, I don't know. It seems a little ambitious to me, but
With Street Fighter,
Wild.
I want to say it was 4. Whenever they changed that brush art style, everything was that art style.
Yeah.
And it was very, very deliberate and well done. And it looks like they're trying to slowly, like, not completely get away from it, because it does make it stand out from like the likes of like Tekken and stuff.
Right.
But like the art is all over the place. Like it looks like they had one person doing like the backgrounds, and one with the UI, and one with the logo, and one with the animations, and one with it was just like it looks disjointed to me, and maybe that's just me not being like super into Street Fighter to begin with. The character models look awesome. Like they're stylized, but
Yeah.
like everything else just didn't look super great to me. But also, what do I know? It's, you know.
it has a very interesting vibe. I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
Not really a fighting game guy, but
I
am
buy
interested.
every one when they come
Do
out.
you actually?
Yeah.
That's funny. No, so I don't know. It's just like they're trying to do like all this online stuff and create your character and single player stuff. It's
Yeah.
like really, I'm like, we'll see how it goes. It's interesting.
Yeah. So that was fine. I was like, okay, like you have, you know, After Us, replay Street Fighter 6. It's like, I'm starting to lose interest, right?
Yeah.
And then they come out with Hades 2.
Yeah. I was
Just
gonna say.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, is this like an expansion? Or are they going to kind of go off of this? And this is a first for Supergiant, I believe, where they aren't like making something completely new.
Right.
Like they're like, oh, hey, we won Game of the Year with Hades. We should probably continue to crank this stuff out. But it looks like you're playing. So it's literally called Hades 2. So it's a full-fledged sequel. And you play as Hades' daughter, and you're going after Kronos, Titan.
Yeah.
So,
It's Hades. Yeah. Yeah.
So it looked sick. Like, I mean, they didn't show too much gameplay, but
Right.
it looked more of Hades, which I am all about.
I'm excited because it seems like it's going to be a little more open now
Oh, yeah?
to the vibe I get.
Okay.
Well, because
sure.
like, you know, you think of the first one, it's pretty point A to point B.
Uh-huh.
Like, not that that's a bad thing, like that's the point, but this is, I don't think you're stuck in Hades in this one. It doesn't seem like, right?
I maybe everything was going so fast. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
was
true.
still.
I'm
reeling
intrigued.
from shock
I'm
there.
intrigued. I'm intrigued. It's gonna be good. I mean, these
Yeah.
guys haven't failed us yet, so
That'll be good.
yeah.
The next one too is also a game called Judas, which is from Ghost Story. That's the new company with Kevin Levine, who did BioShock.
Right.
So they go from Hades 2 to like, oh, hey, here's the next BioShock. It looked very BioShock.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like, okay, hey, here's BioShock. We're not allowed to say BioShock, but you can call it a spiritual successor or whatever.
Right.
Down to here's a gun in one hand and here's like magic in the other hand. But don't worry, it's not a syringe or whatever. We have like magic built into our hands or something. Like it was
Totally different.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, like, is there a place for this? Absolutely. I think Deathloop gave off that same vibe, and it did a very good job with it. So it needs to be more than just aesthetics. I think it looks really good, but I think where Kevin Levine is going to have to kind of, you know, prove himself would be like, is the story good? Does that make sense? Is it, you know, how does that click with everything else? So I think that's going to be the interesting one. Definitely looking forward to that, but I would be shocked. I don't think they gave it a date, but I'd be shocked if that comes out next year. I feel like that's going to be
that's
like
a while away.
I think so, but
I get
knows?
nervous with those spiritual successors after our Left 4 Dead, or what's it called? Back 4 Blood.
oh yeah.
Because I was like, you know what I mean? It was like disappointing. I mean, it was, you know.
But was
I
it
don't know.
like? I mean,
Yes.
on
to
one,
me,
okay,
yes.
fair enough. Yeah, I feel like it needed tweaked, and it wasn't quite.
wasn't
there,
It wasn't
but-
great. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, you know, the bar's high, but that's because you're.
Yeah, I had fun.
Coming out of
I
Left 4
don't know, I had
Dead
fun with it.
games.
I feel like we
I had
were
fun with it, but it wasn't as good as I thought it could be.
but we were spoiled in that we like when we were playing all like the first gen versions of all these games, it was all novel, all new, and it was just like, hey, this is really cool. This is like different. You didn't have to have all this progression, all this constant stuff, and all this. Hey, keep coming back here. Do your dailies, do your weeklies, do the. You know, now it's like, And I think God of War is a perfect example of this, where it's just like, we have to give more. It's like, okay, God of War was so good, like that first one, and did everything. It was just like, well, let's call it a perfect game. Now this new one is like, it has to do everything that did plus more, because people want more. Otherwise, you fall into the trap of like, oh, it's just the same, like Horizon, right? It's like, it's more of the same. Regardless if it's good or not, or if they have more of a story to tell or something, it's just like, you're never going to have that novel feeling again. And that's very tough.
Yeah, I just disagree with the approach. Like, everyone feels like they have to one up the previous thing, which I mean, there should be a ramp up in the process, obviously. You should like attempt to. You don't want to be stagnant. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, I don't think it's bad to, like, if you have a story to tell, you don't have to like add all this new shit gameplay wise to
I think because for some of us,
it's not going to be as novel as the first game. But here's the difference now. Now we actually care about the characters. Now we're actually invested in the story. I think that can carry you to the second game in the series or whatever. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I mean, it's like, I don't know.
I think
are people going to be like,
you can. I just don't know, like, masters wise, because like when you were first going into Horizon, it took you forever to start it because it was like, this is kind of like more of the same, and you finally hit that point where you were like invested.
Yeah,
but that's the tough thing. Like, even I would argue Back 4 Blood, like, we didn't do nearly, like, because we didn't do multiplayer, right? Like,
Back 4 Blood, a lot of it technically just didn't work. There's a lot of glitches. The progression system wasn't set up well.
Yeah,
the difficulty was not balanced. I mean, there's just a lot of things.
That's where I was saying, like, where you have those kind of rough edges, but the new parts of it did well. So like, you look at Gears of War 1 to 2, Gears of War 2, here's horde mode, here's all this, like, it worked out. That's why, like, when we're talking like Hades, like, Supergiant has just about knocked out of the park for everything they've done so far. So like, I would even,
but they've never done a sequel.
Yeah. So I'm very excited to see how they do that.
Because you have a direct comparison now. Like, do you need to innovate? I guess to some degree, but it's a balance to me.
Right.
Like, intention is super important to me, right? Like, why are we adding this? Like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing a sequel in the first place, right? Is there a reason? Do we have more story to tell?
Right.
Is there a new gameplay that we want to share with, in this universe or whatever? You know what I mean? If it's more of like a gameplay game. Like, what's the intention behind it? So, like, I think it seems like some games add new things because it's the sequel and we have to.
Yeah.
And that's when those things fall flat, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
sure.
I don't know.
I
trust them. I'm just saying I'm hesitant towards that.
Yeah.
I know it was long-winded, but, I've just seen examples of, like, specifically with BioShock. It's like, okay, you've been out of the game for some time. It's not when BioShock came out, things were different.
Yeah, like, you go back and you play BioShock, and it's like, this very much feels like that era of Xbox 360 game. Yeah,
and totally, like you said, totally new, totally.
Deathloop has that vibe.
Interesting. Yeah,
has new mechanics, new things.
Yeah. All right, we'll see. Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to.
No, I completely agree with you. Kind of following along the same track, Bayonetta Origins, Cereza and the Last Demon.
Oh yeah,
or Lost Demon. I'm sorry. Lost Demon?
She could be the last.
I think it's a Lost Demon.
Probably. Not very good with directions.
But that comes out March 17th. And it was weird because they showed that, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like a Bayonetta add-on or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it was like this weird top-down, I don't know what type of gameplay it was. And I'm just like, did I miss the trailer? It was like, oh, we're doing something, and then it was like a completely new game.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different look and feel. And then the way they did it is they had Bayonetta Origins, and that's how they started it. And then they added the series and the Lost Demons. So does that mean that they're just trying this out, and if this works well, they're going to use this like almost like, you know how like Final Fantasy did Final Fantasy and they did like Final Fantasy Tactics?
Yeah.
I wonder if this is something along those lines where it's a different type of gameplay, different art style, all of that. I don't know. Like, I still haven't played Bayonetta 3, so maybe
Yeah.
that'll be the next one, and then we'll see. But it's worth mentioning.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I know. Maybe they're just trying to milk the IP.
Yeah. Destiny 2 Lightfall, they showed a pretty cool trailer of, hey, the gunplay still rocks in Destiny 2.
I can't believe people still play that game.
I can't either. I can't wrap my head around it.
Me neither.
Yeah.
It's got to be bots or something, right? Like, it's not real people.
People
Love
people
the
that
game.
like Destiny really like Destiny, and I don't blame them because at this point you're putting so much of your time and effort and energy into
true.
it. Like, that's your one game. Like, some people have Madden, some people have Call of Duty,
God.
some people have Destiny.
Yeah, but the difference with Madden is you have to buy a new version. It's like MMOs to me, right?
Well, you have to do that to Destiny. Every expansion of Destiny is like another $40-$50.
Oh, so it's like Hearthstone.
Yeah. It's like it's like your World of Warcraft.
That
and
was
stuff.
that was me with Hearthstone, man.
Yeah.
Because I was so invested and I wanted to have all the up to date decks.
You have to stay
So I had to
current.
pay. I had to pay $40 every time an
Yeah.
expansion. It was wild.
Yeah, well, that's what they're doing.
Wild.
Lightfall looks pretty good. The main criticism I have is too hard to jump back in. Like, and maybe that's just it's too hard for completionists to jump back in because like people are just past it now. So like it's tough. Like to jump in and know where to go, what to do, how to progress. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But for people still on it, good for them. Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. We saw a trailer happen there. I guess who's the Boomerang guy?
Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang. Okay.
That was tough one to forget.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay. Sure. Captain Boomerang like cuts
The
off
Aussie?
the Flash's like finger or something.
Yeah.
But then
Ouch.
Batman swoops in. I guess possessed. So like that's the whole shtick. Is
Yeah,
like, the Justice
yeah.
League is
Right.
like going off the rails.
Right.
So Batman swoops in, takes out a security guard, and then you hear Kevin Conroy's voice come out, and it was like, oh man, like so. It was a nice tribute. Everyone was cheering and hollering out, but I guess that's the last. That's the last time he gets to do the Batman voice. So like at least we get one more, right? Like, and I know that's what we were talking about a few weeks ago when it was like, oh, I want another Arkham game, but not really if we don't get
Right.
Kevin Conroy.
Right.
I mean, you have Rocksteady doing this one, and you get Kevin Conroy, so it's like about as good as it can get.
Game better be good. That's a lot
Better
of
be
pressure.
good. Yeah, I wonder if
Yeah.
you do have a Joker in there. If this is like, I'm sure they'll put this within the universe. Batman looked a little different. It didn't look like the Arkham game.
Which universe? The Arkham game?
The Arkham series.
Really
yeah.
interesting.
Because I mean, Joker's technically dead, right? So
Right. Spoilers.
yeah, yeah, fair enough. So I don't know, but that was a cool shout out, and they were like, "Hey, we can tell you that Kevin Conroy is reprising his role, which is good."
Yeah.
Last of Us Part 1 comes to PC March 3rd.
So sick of that
Yep.
fucking series.
Moving on. March 17th. A lot of stuff's coming out in March, so we'll see. So Bayonetta Origins and then Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Did you ever play the first one?
Yep.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the first one, actually. I really liked that game.
Once I got my head around that it was a little bit more Souls than I would have wanted. Yeah, I agree with you. But that's coming out March 17th.
Yeah, I had the same feeling. I started playing it like Force Unleashed. And I was like,
and I was just
oh
getting my
no,
butt
I'm
just
not
kicked.
a god. I'm actually just shit, and I
Yeah.
could die to blasters.
Yeah.
And then I had to adjust, but it was fun. I actually really enjoyed it. It was
Do you remember the story?
yeah.
Yeah, see, I can't.
Yeah, he's a guy. And,
Okay. He's a Jedi.
I guess he wants to be a Jedi, but his master dies because it starts out on that train.
Yeah, but his master isn't like it. I don't think his master was.
This
there,
is
was it?
after Order 66, right? So everything's fucked.
Yeah.
Jedis are fucked.
Well, he was a Padawan, right?
I thought
wasn't that
so.
the thing?
Something
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Because
Shit, what was the story of this? Who's the? Oh, the chick was the bad guy. They were trying to find some holocron.
Yeah, and you had like, the
Classic.
Inquisitors coming for
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
and
I
stuff.
remember the chick you find. She's like I forget what race she is, but she was cool. I liked her.
Yeah. Vader comes after you.
That was sick. That was the best part of the game.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
Vader shows up, you're like, fuck.
Yep, you're done.
Dude, we live in the best time for like Darth Vader, dude, because he can be fully realized now.
Yeah.
Like you look at Rogue One and just like, okay, greatest scene in that movie. And then you look at fucking that game, Fallen Order. It's like, yep, best scene in that game. And you look at
Obi-Wan,
best fucking scene in that show. So it's like the greatest time to be a Darth Vader fan.
Yeah.
Because like in
It's
episode 7,
feel like
not
you're,
episode 7, it's like episode 4.
Yeah.
It's like the worst lightsaber fight ever.
Yeah. I went back and watched 5 and 6, and they're better than I remember. They're still not super great, but
dude, the lightsaber fights in 5 and 6 are infinitely better than 4. Infinitely.
Oh yeah.
4 was so they need to like splice in that one fan.
With Sir Alec Guinness just kind of coming in and being like,
that's a really good edit. It like looks pretty clean. Anyways, I'm excited for that game. I'm definitely gonna play it.
Yeah, they didn't really give too many story beats away. You just saw a bunch of cuts of him like holding stormtroopers up and like shooting other stormtroopers.
Yeah,
and,
it's gonna be the
hijinks.
sequel talk. I mean, we just live in the time of sequels, man.
Yeah,
it's just like.
But that was a good first IP. I mean, like a lot of these sequels, like when you're looking at the God of War reboot, which I would consider a first game in that style and everything like that, and like your Horizons and stuff. And now we're just in that second wave of all of those. Hopefully, it doesn't get pounded into the ground, and hopefully we get some new stuff.
Well, it's like you have to have a narrative game though, to be able to pull those off, right?
Usually,
unless you're really innovating in the space. So like God of War, for example, you're in it for the narrative now. You're like you've seen what you are doing. It's cool. It's still cool. Actually, God of War is like one of the combat systems where it's like pretty repetitive, but I enjoy it every time.
Yeah.
It's just super badass.
You learn more and more about it. I still, for whatever reason, think that the combat felt better in the first game.
Interesting. Okay.
I shouldn't even say feel better because I think the combat's good in the second one as well. It's just I felt like I understood the systems in the first one.
Yeah.
And there's just so much other stuff in the second one where like I know I'm only using maybe 3 moves when he has like 24.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, they do open it up quite a bit, but I would say that like the skill expression is nowhere close to something like a Souls game. So it's like,
to some extent, there's a lot of parrying. I have been parrying way more in this one than the first game because a lot of his moves take time.
Yeah.
And you have to be deliberate with that kind of stuff. Like Mike and I were just talking about it, where it's like Mike would get frustrated because he would get killed and stuff because he's in the middle of like some powerful move that's gonna like launch dudes in the air.
Yeah.
And someone like runs over and just pokes you in the belly and kills you.
Yeah.
And it's like, and like I can't believe I was taking your cousin's side on this one in terms of like quote unquote realism, but it's like, I mean, look, if you're willing to do that move, part of the gameplay is understanding, okay, this is gonna take me 3 seconds to actually wind up, and if I don't have the opening, it's like a high risk, high reward thing.
Right.
So it's just a different mindset, but that's similar to the Jedi one, where it's like, I want to play this like Force Unleashed and just mash on a button and this lightsaber's going to slice everybody. That's not how the Jedi games work. It's every swing has to be calculated.
So just for me, like when we're talking about, those kind of feels, something like God of War would make sense to put on like super easy because he's a fucking god.
Yeah.
It's just like you should just be mowing people down. But then you like jump to something like Horizon, and it should actually probably be put on like the hardest difficulty because like
be a little bit more.
She's a badass. Yeah. Aloy's great, but she's literally fighting T-Rex machines.
Yeah,
like you would die to a fucking missile to the face.
And it makes you. the thing is with that, like specifically Horizon, is you want it to be a little bit more strategic. You want to use all your tools.
Right.
Kratos has 2 tools, and it's his fists and his axe, and that's it.
That is determination.
No, he does have some like his Blades of Chaos get some pretty.
Yeah, my friend, shout out to David. He's still on the axe train. He loves the axe. It's one of his favorite. That's a good top 5. Top 5 video game weapons.
Just general. Yeah. I don't want to spoil anything, but you get another weapon maybe like halfway through that I just got it, so I'm still kind of learning it, but I like it quite a bit. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Anyways, sorry for the sidetrack.
Yeah, no. So Star Wars Jedi Survivor coming March 17th. Earthblade. You never played Celeste? Was a fun game.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yep.
Yeah, they have an action platformer. It looks like coming. That's weird. It's coming in 2024. They didn't show a whole lot of this. I'm actually kind of surprised they even mentioned it. But the people that made Celeste, which was a very good game if you like the almost like time trial, like you have to get from point A to point B very, very fast, and like things are chasing you and stuff. It was fun.
No, that game did very well. I do remember that.
Yeah. So they're coming out with something. You like Dune? I heard Dune was okay.
Yeah, Calvin sent me the trailer for that one.
Yeah.
What type of game is this
It
again?
is an open world survival MMO. That's my notes. And then right after that, I put meh. that's literally it.
Dude, MMOs are so hard to get me. Like, the only way to get me, and I was actually going to bring this up with the Star Wars Fallen Order game as well.
Yeah.
The only way to get me in a genre that I hate is to have an IP that I care about.
Yeah.
So, like, Star Wars Fallen Order, Souls-like, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Star Wars, yeah, man.
Sure.
MMO, Star Wars.
That's good.
So maybe if you just make Star Wars skin, I'll just play the game. Like a fighting game, I'll play Star Wars.
What if they did a Mass Effect MMO? I feel like
I'd
you
be
could.
in.
Yeah.
I'd be in.
Yeah.
Of course they could.
Yeah.
I'd be in. But
a
like,
shame.
I'd rather just have a single player experience, but I'd be in. Like, I play SWOTR, which is the Star Wars MMO, like a fucking single player game.
And
Like, I wish it was literally
that's
just...
how it should be played.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get into this again, but the quality drops off so much because it's not, because it's an MMO.
I was
Whatever.
looking at it in the Dune trailer, and like parts of it were like cool looking. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, this looks
Yeah,
neat.
yeah.
And then the moment you started seeing the multiplayer stuff come in, it started looking a little janky or a little bit more like, oh, okay, this is just MMO.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like MMO, you're just going to always be capped
just
on the
wide
quality.
open,
Like, you're just going to...
bare places.
Everything has a price, right?
Yep.
You can't have unlimited everything. Like, everything can't be great. So when you talk about an MMO, the massiveness,
Yeah.
it's the first M, massively. Anyways, you talk about, this big scope, this big world, which is cool. You're gonna suffer
Yep.
with quality, with the individual experience, in my appearance. I mean, or my opinion. I don't know. But some people love it. Some people love that,
Yeah.
the community, the camaraderie, the massiveness of the world, the exploration, all that. But I like the narrative. I don't know.
I will play it if it is a free to play. I don't think they mentioned this. If it's like, what is it, a free to play? Is it like a $15 a month thing?
I will never pay monthly
Yeah,
for an MMO
I just
ever.
won't. You lose
like
me.
like if Final Fantasy 14 was, because like always hear great things about it.
Oh, people were cheer every time
Yeah,
Final Fantasy 14 was mentioned.
Yeah,
people
as
were
we'll see
screaming.
when we get to the winners.
Yeah.
I would play it if it was like a Guild Wars, like $60 and then pay for expansions. I would try it at least.
Yeah.
But monthly, no, I won't do it.
Yeah.
Won't do it. I refuse. I hate. I think it's an outdated model.
Death Stranding 2, don't even know. I just put what the F is this game. Just like Death Stranding 1,
Yeah.
where maybe some people that understood, like if they played through Death Stranding 1, maybe they understood a couple of like the metaphors and stuff. And the funny thing is, because Jeff Keighley just has this massive hard-on for Kojima, right?
Yeah.
So it's like other developers have got up on the stage and it's just like they talk and whatever. Kojima gets like an orchestral, like the curtains go up and he like walks out and everything. Gets a hug and everything.
That checks.
Yeah. But Jeff Keighley's trying to like, he's like, oh, tell us about this game. And Kojima's like, I put some stuff in the trailer. You could figure it out. And it's like, okay. So
As a host, that's exactly what you want to hear.
Like this girl has a baby and she's running and trying to get away, and then like they don't get away, and it looks like both her and the baby die, and it's just like, well, this is triggering for, I'm sure, a lot of people. So I don't know, but
yeah, Kojima's always like crazy.
it makes me want to play the first one.
Did
But
that one get good reviews? I don't even know. I was so confused. I never even tried it.
That one, it's actually kind of this weird phenomenon where like people were okay, like there are people that loved it, there are people that hated it.
Yeah. Okay.
And I've heard 2 or 3 other people that when they played it, they hated it, and since have come around on it, they're like, it's actually really great.
That's I kind of
It's
love things
bizarre,
like that, but
yeah.
I hate it at the same time. You know, Edgar Allan Poe?
Yeah.
Is it Edgar? Is it Edgar? It's not Edgar.
Edgar.
Anyways, that guy, Raven guy.
Yeah.
I think he wrote like a poem or something, and it was like just nonsense.
Uh-huh.
But he was like, yeah, people will find meaning in this or something. I feel like maybe
do it.
Kashima, maybe.
Yeah.
Like I'm always like curious if it's just like he has
screwing
no
with us?
idea.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Or if it's very intentional. I don't know, man.
I will say the little bit that I played of the first one, I actually enjoyed it. Whenever I just kind of was like, I have no, because I was going into that thinking, oh, Metal Gear Solid 5 is one of my favorite games of all time, so this has to be amazing. It's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, we'll see. Interesting. Okay.
yeah. So got to play that eventually. All right. I know we're getting there. There's only a few left. So Immortals of Avium.
Yep.
Aveum?
Yep.
I don't know.
Avium.
So that one's a first-person magic shooter. So they just showed a bunch of pre-rendered CGI cutscenes, and
which
no
you love.
in-game footage. Yeah,
You love that. We were talking about that the other episode. You said, dude, why don't people just do this more? It looks so good.
If you
look
at
the technology.
No. If you're showing a trailer, if you're trying to be like, hey, this is the game, show what the game is.
Yeah, I know, you're right. You're talking about in the game itself. Yeah.
But anyway,
gotcha.
EA Studios, they're doing an EA original. They're footing the bill on that one. I think this is them just trying to say like, hey, we're super into single player games. So like, you have your Jedi, you have this. Like,
it's like their community service. Yeah,
like, we believe you.
Yeah.
So there's that. Tekken 8. The only two notes I had was looks good.
Okay.
And their tagline, "Fist meets fate," is stupid. Those are my two notes.
Yeah, that's a bad one. You excited?
I'm excited.
This is you.
Yeah. So
you love Tekken.
I know you don't.
This is your favorite universe.
You don't know the background, but
volcanoes.
Yeah. Okay. So you know the background. I'm wrong. Yeah, that's fine.
The guy in a jaguar mask.
Jun Kazama. Is there? That's Jin's mom.
His
so
mom.
She makes an appearance. I wonder if we'll be able to play with her.
She was not at the volcano, by the way.
She was not. She was technically dead at that point.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
Either no, she wouldn't have been dead. She wouldn't have been dead at that point.
No, you're right. Yeah, no, she's not.
Yeah.
No. That's a good call. I'm like trying. I thought like the third book.
They might be like parallel. The third book.
The fourth book.
Fourth,
yeah.
It'd be the third one, but you were actually right on that.
Yeah. I'm with you.
She dies in the third game. Ogre comes in and
spoilers,
starts.
but yeah.
Basically,
you're really just fucking everyone's death.
Yeah. Oh, hey, it's spoilers. I'm sorry. That came out in 1998 or whatever.
I was one.
No, Tekken. I hate you. Tekken 3. What they did is they took all of like the main cast of characters.
Yeah.
They just murdered them all.
The
whole story was like Ogre just comes in and is like, oh, Bake, dead, and Bruce dead, and June dead, and it's like they just killed everybody and then made new characters, and then Tekken 3 was like a soft reboot essentially.
Oh,
of like,
really?
Hey, yeah. Bake Do-san died, but hey, his pupil's alive, and it's the same thing. And like, oh, martial law's gone, but his son Forrest, and it's like here's all like the second generation, similar to what like Mortal Kombat did.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, you don't like Forrest Law? Okay, hey, Marshall's back. So anyway.
It's a mess. The timeline's a mess.
I am excited. I think the artwork seemed more consistent overall
than Street Fighter.
Tekken knows what it's going for, and it's it's Tekken.
Gotta love Tekken.
I believe it's using Unreal 5 too, so I'm very excited to see how that looks. Because I don't know if you saw the Unreal 5 from Fortnite yet.
I did.
They put Unreal 5 and ray tracing in.
Yep.
Oh. On one hand, that runs at 60 frames on a console and looks phenomenal, and everyone's losing their minds about it.
Yep.
And they also just released the Portal ray tracing, and it just melts cards. Like people are like, I have a 3070, I can't run this game. Like it just drops them because they overheat.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. It's like unless you have a 4000 series card, don't even bother.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're like, you can use this as a tech demo, so you get one good screenshot and then it just dies. Anyway, okay, so our favorite game, Baldur's Gate 3, got a firm release date of sometime in August.
Our favorite game. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna play it.
This has been in, I don't know, beta for 2 years, 3 years now?
Yeah, Nate's beat the game like 100,000 times. Like but don't worry, dude. They're gonna change it, and he won't be able to spoil it for us.
The one note, I had two notes. One note is, I thought like when I was watching Nate play it, it's kind of weird, but it looked better when he was playing it than the trailer that they showed. Not that the trailer looked
Really?
bad,
Huh.
but I was actually shocked at how good the characters and stuff looked when he was playing it.
Yeah.
And they didn't look as good, in my opinion. So I wonder if they dropped the
Interesting.
quality to make it bigger or whatever. Or maybe it's just, I'm just crazy and forgot.
You might be crazy.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
The other thing I kind of felt bad is some guy broke out of a mimic chest.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that has something to do with either Baldur's Gate 1 or 2. But I don't think anybody in that audience knew what the heck that guy was. Like, I don't know if you
No
saw
reaction.
it. It was like this reveal. It was just like quiet. Like you had a couple like, woo, like little claps in the
man.
background. And I'm like, oh, that seemed to fall flat.
Yikes.
Like that would be the equivalent of like Shepard like pushing up rubble or something, and then people would lose their minds, right?
Yeah, that would
Yeah,
definitely have a different reaction.
Yeah, but I just like, I mean, it's so far removed. Like a lot of, including myself, and I assume you, like this is gonna be our first game in Baldur's Gate. You know, like
Yeah, exactly. Like 1 and 2 were forever ago, right?
Yeah.
So that
I bought them because Nate wanted to play.
oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so there's that. 3 more. So Wayfinder looks like Torchlight meets World of Warcraft meets Fortnite. I don't know. It's very.
You love all those
cartoony looking.
games.
Yeah, I like maybe 33% of this games. And
Okay.
It looks fine. Diablo 4 comes out 6/6/23.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I'm sure they're sad that there wasn't
I love
another 6 in
the.
there,
I guess it was last year's the trailer, the new character there.
last year's trailer I think
so
looked
sick.
better than this trailer.
Yeah,
but this
yeah.
trailer still was pretty.
It was also
pretty
good.
sick.
Yeah. Are you excited? Yeah, you must be pumped.
I am. I played. Well, I can't say what I played, but they put out like a bunch of different betas and things like that. So like, I'm not allowed to say anything about anything because you just have NDAs. So
You signed one?
yeah.
Whoa.
In fact, I'm probably gonna end up having to cut all this out.
Really?
Yeah, that's how strict it was.
Wow.
And then naturally, Halsey's in the Halsey comes out and just starts singing beforehand, which is kind of funny. But anyway, I'm excited.
Yeah.
it will be good.
yeah.
And then Horizon Forbidden West, Burning Shores. If you ever wanted to go to Hollywood,
Yeah.
just Los Angeles in the Horizon game, now you can, and you can just apparently the Hollywood sign gets destroyed.
Dude, I'll be honest. Some of my favorite parts in that game is remembering that like you're on Earth.
Yeah, it's just like, oh,
like
hey,
so cool.
wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe that's it. I have a whole long list of other stuff that so Blue Protocol.
Yeah, my favorite game.
Yep. Remnant 2 is coming out.
Yep.
That one actually looked pretty. I liked one. Transformers Reactivate.
Okay.
Again, CGI trailer. We have no idea what the gameplay looks like there, but a lot of the Transformers games felt really good to play.
War Cybertron was like one of my favorites.
It was
so good.
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was like had no right to be that fun.
That could be nice. I think it was Bumblebee in the trailer, right? Like you just see like a yellow arm. So I assume it's
gotta be, yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah.
God, remember those movies?
Did you know there's a new Transformers movie coming out?
No.
Had no idea. I saw a trailer. Like it was like
it's-
just
yeah,
randomly on
yeah.
YouTube.
Should we just see it? Should we just
Go
for
see
the
it. Yeah,
memes?
yeah, sure. Banisher's Ghost of New Eden.
Yep.
That's one. Space Marine 2.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for that one. Space Marine 1 was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that game.
Meet Your Maker was a notable one. That comes out in April. That's where you build like a dungeon, so to speak.
Right.
And guys try to get through it.
Yeah, that sounds
could
like
be fun.
It's a good friend game, right?
Yeah. Here's a note. Geralt and Doom Guy, they're in Fortnite now.
Yeah, no.
Just in case you're-
nothing surprises
yeah.
me anymore.
To be
Well, I
fair,
will say
it
is-
surprised me they weren't in there already.
Yes, that's actually more accurate. I am not surprised. The only thing that will surprise me now in Fortnite, actually maybe 2 characters.
Is if you become in Fortnite.
No. I expect that to happen pretty soon. I would be surprised if Mario makes it into Fortnite.
Like a Nintendo property.
Yeah, any
Yeah.
Nintendo property. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Or like Jesus. That would be wild.
How would you do that?
They could.
They could.
It would be wild.
I feel
That'd be wild. There were so many mobs out there that would like, nope, you're not out of place anymore.
you could do Jesus, but would you do like a God pack?
Oh yeah,
You'd
yeah.
have like
Jesus
Vishnu and like just
Vishnu.
everything, a la
Oh God,
I feel like you're in a bad
that's a
territory
lose.
there.
That's a lose. You got to do like Greek gods, maybe something
Yeah.
a little removed.
Sure.
Just,
Everyone just is like,
yeah. Maybe a little.
Yeah.
All right.
Crash Team Rumble.
Yep.
That looks interesting. I'm a big fan of the whole like 4v4, just like
Beat him up.
yeah.
Yep.
Lords of the Fallen, which I don't know if you ever played the first game. That's a sequel. It's like, hey, we see you like in those Souls games. What if we made an easier one of those? It was fine. It wasn't that great. Crime Boss. Did you see that? Rockhaze City, and there's like Chuck Norris at the end, just roundhouse kicks the camera.
That was something.
So that one's going to be interesting. Call of Duty has some their content coming out, so they're going to do their first raid. So we'll see how that goes. We still haven't tried. I haven't tried the co-op stuff. Have you done that at all?
Nope. I've just literally been playing multiplayer.
Have you been playing multiplayer since we played last?
Here and there a little bit by myself, but
I feel like I'm gonna just turn that on. I'm just gonna suck, and then it's like, well, okay.
You haven't played it? Yeah.
No, because I'm playing. Like the problem is whenever you play, and this
Survivor
is
IO.
Well, no, God of War. I'm trying. I have very limited time with the house, so it's like I'll do God of War as much as I can. But I find that whenever I play heavily on a third-person game, whenever I go back to first-person, it's like I get like nauseous playing it.
Ooh.
So that's what I'm worried about. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty, Idris Elba's in there hanging out with.
I like him.
Yeah.
He's cool.
So that will be hopefully
he should
solid.
be the next James Bond.
He should. I agree.
He should be the next James Bond, but
he's too old.
No. Why is he too old?
Because you can't get multiple movies out of him.
It's fucking fuck everyone.
I'm just being practical, man.
You
Yeah,
make one
I agree
good
with you.
movie, just one.
No, you can't.
Just get him
nope.
one.
No,
get him one.
No,
get him one.
Doesn't work.
Ugh.
Doesn't work.
It should.
It's called return on investment, my friend.
Should work. What do you mean? If you make a profit on that movie, you made a profit.
No, we.
What do you mean no?
Today's profit is nothing. We want 20.
We want tomorrow's
20 years
profit.
of,
yeah.
We want a legacy.
I hate everything.
And then to end it, Armored Core 6.
Yes.
Fires of Rubicon.
Now this is what I was waiting for to discuss with you.
Yeah, you never played a Armored Core game?
How did you feel about Armored Core 5?
I don't know if to be fair, I don't know if I played 5.
Okay. Well then, never mind.
Did you play 5?
No.
Okay.
I've never played this game.
There was one Armored Core game that it was focused on multiplayer where you can raid people's like bases and stuff.
Yeah.
And like you fight for like America, and like you spread America's influence versus like Germany is over here, and
kind of like Risk or something.
It's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
Cool concept in practice, not super great.
Yeah.
So the note that I wrote down is this is let's call it a soft reboot. Who knows? I'm surprised they had the balls to number it. To be honest, like I was expecting like because I saw it, I was like, oh, they're just gonna call it like Armored Core and just reset.
Right.
But they didn't. So Armored Core 6,
Yeah.
fine. But are they going to go super hardcore? Because like before it was, and I think we talked about this, where it's like you have to have a core and that gives you so much energy, and you have to have certain things that connect to the core and like this is how much energy you produce. And each mission, every bullet you fire actually costs money that deducts from your total output for each mission and stuff like that. Are they going to go heavier in there, or are they going to make it a little bit more accessible just to get the people playing it and have this mech game?
Yeah.
So it really just depends on that. I don't know if I have the will or brain power to get as into it as I was as like a kid. I'm happy it's still around, so it's interesting. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's all a lot of announcements. They did a lot of stuff. Splinter Cell nowhere to be seen. Makes me sad. I want to see that.
It's a dead franchise.
They're remaking one.
It's dead.
They're rebooting it.
Yeah, that's all we know how to do.
They can't make a new game, so they're just going to go back and redo the.
Remember when we were good at this? Yeah, let's just do that.
Well,
again.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
They're doing it again. I'm sure they'll get a new voice actor, and that voice, and like we were just talking about Idris Elba, that voice actor will be the new voice of Sam Fisher, and
you'll never beat the original though.
Michael Ironside, absolutely not.
Yeah. So what's the point? Just make a new character.
Sure.
Just give
and
up.
it just won't be. Make it a female.
Why?
I don't know.
All right.
That way you don't even have to have a comparison.
Make a bear.
Make a bear.
Little
Kuma.
Bear ops. Call it bear ops.
Kuma and Panda in Tekken 8.
Is he actually a bear? Or
Yeah.
is it like the guy with the mask?
No, that's King. That's a
King,
jaguar
King.
mask.
I love King.
A bear is literally a trained bear.
King is like one of the most iconic characters, right? Everyone fucking knows King from Tekken.
That's a good question. I would say Heihachi is probably more iconic.
Yeah, you think of Tekken, you think of him.
Yeah. Which he's technically dead in this one, so we'll see.
Nah, he's gonna come back. Zombie.
He's going to be a DLC character, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 16 got a trailer.
That's true, yeah. What did you think about that?
It was interesting. It looks cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it.
I didn't really follow it. You are going to play it?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm like into that now. So
Okay. Yeah.
it looks interesting. It looks. I don't know. They're not really showing a lot of like the gameplay. So but it's out next year. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
It also looks very older than 15. Like it looks more like medieval.
Yeah, it's fantasy setting again, which people are excited for. It's been a while.
I don't know if I am or not. Like originally, I was all for that, and then I was like, oh, I don't like 15 because it's too like modern. You're pushing a car around. What's this? And then I actually like really enjoyed that world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they always do a great job, like just changing it up. And yeah, I don't know, but
Final Fantasy does a fantastic job just making you earn it and understanding it. Like they don't like, oh, this is called this. This is the type of money we. They just say like, oh, it's Gil or whatever, and it's just like, what the heck is that? And you have to figure it out yourself and like learn their for lack of a better term, like culture.
I like how it's always like
stuff.
it's always a different world, but it's all there's the familiar elements.
Chocobos,
Chocobos, Gil,
yeah.
Sid is always a character, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, no, a lot of actually pretty decent announcements, I would say overall.
What are you most excited for out of all those announcements? Are we talking Hades? Is that the
probably
consensus?
Hades. I mean, that game was really good.
Yeah, I'm scrolling
one.
back through. I think
I'm kind of
Hades
sad you
is
don't get
gonna
to play
be it.
Zagreus again. Like I'd love Zagreus.
Yeah,
my boy.
but how do you know? Right? Like I bet you maybe he's a character. Maybe Zagreus
up,
comes down and he
little
gives
team
you a
up.
boon.
What if it's co-op?
That would be amazing. It'd be amazing.
Like you get to play with
You heard it here first. It's
Yeah, I don't know.
scope stuff.
Yeah. So that's probably I'm excited for that. Excited for the Star Wars game actually. Like
Yep.
really like the first one. Excited for
Suicide Squad is one of my.
I have a bad feeling about Suicide Squad if I'm being honest with you. I think it's going to be a fucking flop.
I'm putting faith in Rocksteady.
All right.
I have no basis for that because that's coming from a guy who really didn't like Arkham Knight too much. Now, granted, a lot of that was technical issues, but still,
Arkham Knight was horrible.
Well, it was busted.
Yeah. At 30 frames.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, last part of this, our second and third part are the awards.
Yeah, you want me? I think I have those up. If you want me to.
Yeah. Did you? So, essentially, they did the awards backwards. It looks like. So I put them in chronological order. So like starting with, I lied. They did have a best mobile game, so we were wrong earlier.
Oh, really?
I forgot about that. Yeah,
I did not remember
that's
either.
actually the first award they gave out.
Oh, yeah, because it went to Snap.
Yeah, spoilers.
Well, we're getting into it. That was the first one they did. So Marvel
There you go.
Snap.
Yeah, best mobile game.
But
Marvel
I told
Snap.
you that was going to be it. Like everything else was fucking shit, and people actually really like that game. It's actually really popping off.
We got a lot of these. To be fair, we got a lot of these right. But you want to?
Well, okay. Well, I don't know what your order you're in. So.
Oh, I mean, I drove the first half. You can do the second. Go for it.
No. Okay, that's fine. So, what do we want to start with? Let's do most anticipated game. We'll skip all the esports stuff.
You don't want to.
Well, upon further review,
best esports game, Valorant. Best esports athlete is Yay.
I told you Valorant was going to win.
You did. Yeah, you called that one.
I was like, dude, Valorant's been popping off this year.
Best esports team is Loud. Best esports coach is Bazooka.
Valorant.
And then best esports event is the 2022 League of Legends World Championship.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was fucking there.
So congratulations to all those peeps.
Yeah, no, it always wins. It's the best.
Yeah.
All right. Most anticipated game went to Legends of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
Not a shock.
Yeah, it's not shocking at all.
Yep.
Probably because they've shown the least. So maybe it would have been Starfield if nothing was still shown. You know what I mean?
Starfield hurt themselves more than helped themselves when they showed Starfield.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, we now still have the fantasy of Zelda, but with Starfield, we're like, oh, this
doesn't look as great as we thought it was going to be.
Bringing us back down to earth. So, yeah, it was interesting. All right, let's keep moving forward. So, best adaptation. This was a cool new category, whereas, adapting a video game world to the screen. Arcane won League of Legends. So
deserved. Yeah.
100%. I think it should have won. I think Cyberpunk Edge Runners was really good as well, though. It was honestly between those two, but I'm glad Arcane won.
So it's funny because IGN predicted they used their search traffic that they were getting, and they said Sonic was going to win it.
Get the fuck out of here.
So I did have one.
Maybe they're talking about the advertisements on their site. Maybe that counts.
Yeah, right. They're like the Sonic people are a passionate bunch. One thing I did want to call out on that one specifically was, hold on, let me get my notes here. So as they're going through, and it's like Arcane and Cyberpunk and Sonic, and like literally cheers, 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 and they get to Uncharted, and it's like basically silent. You had a couple people like clap because they like felt bad, but overall, I was dying. It was so funny,
dude. I'm like, why is it even on there? Just have 4. Like, it's so funny, man.
They have to, man. You got to put it on.
Oh anyway. My god.
Yeah.
What if they got like Mark Wahlberg to come down to the game? So you're shooing, dude. You're gonna.
They
win
had
this.
some surprise. We'll get there, but good.
Yeah. All right, keep moving forward here. So best debut indie.
Yeah.
Went to Stray.
Yep.
How do you feel about that, Tyler?
Not
well
great.
deserved, right?
Well, okay.
Neon White it beats, obviously.
Yeah.
Norco it beats. Tunic crushes that, right? And then Vampire Survivors, like Stray's just better than all those games.
In all honesty, so I think I was actually calling for Vampire Survivors whenever we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Just because it spawned a genre.
Yeah.
Look,
I think
Stray is fine. I mean, it obviously made waves. Like clearly, like everyone loved that game.
People love cats. Imagine that.
Imagine that. Good for them. Yeah.
Okay,
anyway.
moving on. I thought the rant was going to be longer. I'm a little disappointed, actually. Content Creator of the Year goes to Ludwig. We both said that was like super easy. The only one we knew.
The only one we recognized.
All right, here's an interesting one. Best multiplayer went to Splatoon 3.
That blew my... I'm happy for them, but it blew my mind.
Thinking about you when I saw that. I was like, wow, Tyler will be pretty jacked for that.
They deserve it. Like it's very fun. It's very good.
I think it was either between that or Call of Duty. I mean, you think about like Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
Not doing...
Did Call of Duty win anything?
No.
That's crazy.
Multiverses is like not going to win that.
Yeah.
Right? And then they had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was the only other competition when it came to...
Yep.
No, I'm just kidding. Like, why is that even on there?
Well, look, some people cheered for it.
No, it was a good... Dude, I'm telling you, dude. It was They knew exactly what they were doing with that game. I think you guys are too hard on it. It was literally a nostalgia game. Like, hey, remember?
They did what they set out to do very well.
Yes.
It doesn't make it a good game, though.
I think it does. They accomplished their goal. Like, what else are you trying to do with a game? Or anything you create?
But that's like saying, hey, my goal is to make an iPhone game that just bleeds people money.
There's nothing negative. It was like it was on Game Pass.
No. I'm not saying it's like a scummy thing or anything, but I'm saying just because you set out to do a specific type of game, even if you do everything correctly.
I challenge you on that because it's not. They weren't being scummy.
No, I that was a bad example. What I'm saying is, if I made out a game that was like, I want to make Pong remastered.
Yeah.
And it's just two things.
As long as the expectation is set.
Yeah.
That you have a happy clientele.
Well,
right?
then I could argue, yes, based off of purely their scope of project, then they got a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But when you compare it to other types of games in the genre that have pushed the genre forward or felt better, then they no longer get the 10 out of 10.
Okay.
That's how
Hey,
anyway.
man. Hey. agree to disagree.
It's like a 70.
It was a 10 on 10.
Okay, what else you got?
Best sports/racing game, which is always a racing game
Yeah.
because, as we know, sports games are dead.
Uh-huh.
Gran Turismo 7.
Yep.
No argument here. It's a great game. And we're going to move on.
Yeah, I mean, you called that one.
It's so easy. Best sim strategy went to Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
Happy for that.
Yeah, so this is another one where I thought, oh, Tyler would be on board for this one.
Yeah.
But this was like a one we didn't know, right? I was like, maybe it'll be Warhammer because I heard good things about that, but like, I feel like this wasn't the strongest showing
Warhammer
for the
had
strategy games this year. I don't know.
Everyone loved it. Like it was a
Warhammer, yeah.
well-reviewed game.
That's what I thought.
Warhammer had some controversy that I just didn't keep up on, and I just didn't enjoy it.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, that was the only other one I thought could have won that, but all right. Good
Yeah.
for them. I know you always enjoy those games, so. Best family went to Kirby in the Forgotten Land, which
That was a
interesting.
shock.
Yeah, that was interesting.
IGN predicted, I think Skywalker.
I thought it was going to be Lego Star Wars as well. Those games always kill. And
Yeah.
that one did particularly well, I think.
Yep.
But I will say, and I think I mentioned this in our previous episode, Kirby got really good reviews. Like, it was a pretty decent game.
Yeah, Kirby
from what I
did
heard.
well.
Yeah.
I still think it's insane that the Mario Rabbids was even considered because that is a very that's a strategy game. It's not multiplayer, so like I don't know what you're doing, but
Yeah, but it's best family game.
yeah, I took that as like something you play with your family. Like I honestly,
I see.
like,
I take it as games for kids. That's how I take it.
I guess, but
Yeah.
all right.
I don't know. Interpretation. Best fighting game. This went to Multiverses.
I think we called that one.
Yeah, because this was another category where it's like just not the strongest year for fighting games, feels like. So,
Dude, next year, whenever you have literally Tekken 8 going up against Street Fighter 6,
yeah.
that's
No,
gonna be
no,
interesting.
exactly. It's always like not every other year, but I
Yeah.
feel like, you get some really strong years versus some.
I'm shocked that we didn't have a Mortal Kombat showing or anything like that. Like that's going to be a saturated year of fighting stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So that will be
Is Riot still doing theirs?
Yeah, Project L. They showed some stuff a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
or
wow.
a
Okay.
week ago, maybe. It looks really good.
That would be wild if
It
we got
looks
all 3 fighting games out.
Really good. I don't think it'll come
Same
out next
year?
year. I think it's 2024.
Get a little beta going
That Riot is taking over the world. I think.
slowly. Yeah,
No, 100%. Like, I think they will be on top of the fighting game industry when that comes out.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
good.
And Valorant's killing it. Like,
You have
crazy.
to. Like if they didn't, then it's gonna be this stagnant.
the amazing thing about
rehash.
Riot is like they're like, okay, yeah, this is an established genre. We're gonna come in and just be the best.
Yeah.
Everything they've produced, it's just what they do. It's just so bizarre, like that they can get away with that. It's crazy. Anyways, best role playing game, Elden Ring.
Yeah. I mean
Shocker.
that's deserved.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. What else are you gonna say about that? That's like an easy dub. And then best action adventure went to God of War. So
Yep.
also kind of nothing's gonna touch that.
Yeah, I'm shocked that Plague Tale didn't get anything.
Spoilers. Yep.
Okay, well, fair enough. Yeah, but like I think they could have been put in.
It's one of those years, man, where you have just juggernauts, and it's like if you're Horizon or a Plague Tale or something
Yeah.
like that, you're just fucked.
I'll tell you right now, the little bit that I played of Plague Tale right before I got God of War,
Yeah.
I was more invested and more curious about the story and the characters than I currently am with God of War.
Wow.
Yeah. But I enjoy playing God of War where I'm like, okay, I'm literally don't get me wrong, God of War is fantastic.
No, start walking it back.
No.
But
But Plague Tale just had a solid opening.
Yeah.
Like it was very good.
Next category is best action game went to Bayonetta 3.
Which I think we talked about. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Call of Duty does not deserve to be on that list.
Well, exactly. This was another weird, like, they were just trying to put things in there. Like, you're going up against Ninja Turtles,
yeah.
Sifu, and Neon White.
Sifu's a fighting game, and Neon
it's
White, I would have loved to see. I just didn't think that would ever win.
Would you even call that an action game?
No,
It's
I
like
don't.
yeah,
because
exactly.
You can't
It's like-
call that an action game and not Call of Duty.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. So,
I
Bayonetta,
well,
I mean,
let me roll that back a little bit. Technically, It's not like a shooter. So I
Right.
could see it where it's like an action platformer-esque thing. But now you're splitting hairs.
Yeah, I don't know. I would call it a platformer personally. But best VR AR game, Moss Book 2.
Yeah, we called that. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That was easy. That was such an easy call. All right, moving on. I don't think we played any of those, unless you did.
Not Moss, no.
So innovation and accessibility. This is always like a pretty important category.
Yeah.
This went to God of War.
Yeah.
All right. You have a thought about this?
Nope.
Okay. I never know what the
I
things
was
are.
surprised on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be Last of Us because it's
Yes.
the only one Last of Us is nominated for. Is like they're gonna give Last of Us. They
Yeah.
just love finding a way to continue to give that fucking game awards. So disgusting.
Sneak it in there.
Yeah, no, I don't. Well, I obviously don't, utilize the accessibility settings, so I'm never familiar with what games do what. So, all right, moving on from that. Best community support.
Best community support.
Best community support. This went to Final Fantasy 14.
I knew that was going to happen just
Yeah.
from the people cheering.
Yep.
Still surprised on it.
What did you say again? You were very strong on No Man's Sky.
I was strong on No Man's Sky.
Right.
I think Fortnite deserves to be in the conversation. Like Fortnite did some. I mean, they did the no build mode. They did like they,
No,
like they were doing some
Fortnite
stuff.
did, but you have to consider the community. No Man's Sky doesn't have a community.
Yeah, fair enough.
So,
yeah. All right. No Man's Sky has a community. It's just not as big as
it's you and
everyone else.
Someone else. And so then, I thought it was going to be Fortnite, but hey, FF14, interesting.
Yeah.
I'm like glad that they kind of went back to the drawing board on that one because wasn't there a lot of
14?
things?
Oh yeah, it was like garbage.
Then it's like
and then
paying
they were
off that
yeah.
they went back over. They're like, okay, we messed up, and they really made things right. So I think that's interesting. All right, moving on to the next category would be the best mobile game. We already discussed that.
We
It was
did that one, yeah.
Marvel Snap. Everything else sucks. I didn't even know Genshin Impact was on mobile. That actually makes a lot of sense, though.
Yeah. Dude, Genshin Impact's just this constant beast that, like, I think if Fortnite wasn't a thing, that might
Take over the world.
be bigger. Yeah.
They do well, though. I mean, people just fucking...
They added some character that
Dump
I should probably
money
care
there.
about, and I don't know who they are.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Best indie game.
Yeah.
Stray. Stray just cleans up, dude.
How do you do best indie and debut indie?
The debut is the studio.
First one.
And then this is just the game itself. So I guess they
Yeah.
I totally understand what you're saying. Like it should be two different thoughts there, but they apparently think Stray's the best. So
yeah,
I mean,
whatever.
I really like your thought of Vampire Survivors changing the landscape, right?
Yeah.
That's the group that did that. I don't know. Whatever.
Like I don't know what Stray did. Like somebody please write in and tell
Essay
me.
of the week. Essay of the week.
Essay of the week.
Yeah.
Please tell me, like, write in and tell me
Where do they send that?
what
by the
Stray
way,
did differently.
maybe that's why I'm not getting.
They put it in Spotify.
Yeah, put it in the.
Yeah, to
in
be
the
fair, I haven't
comments.
checked, but yeah, like I just don't understand. Like, I get it. You like cats. I like cats. I just don't. It was good.
You don't like cats.
It was a
Just
good
admit
game.
It.
It
Just
was
admit it,
fine.
dude.
It was good.
Just get it off your chest.
What does it do differently? Like,
tell the
what's
world
it?
you don't like
I
cats.
don't know. All right.
Just say it.
No, I like cats.
Come on. All right.
Cats are fine.
All right. Best ongoing. FF14 again
Yeah.
wins this one, which
See, to me,
surprising.
To
again.
me, I think ongoing makes sense. Community support. I guess
They
you
do a
bring
lot,
up-
dude. Remember
Yeah.
we were doing our thing last year? Like we were looking at the best games. We were doing the Open
Yeah.
Critic shit, and we're like, oh, FF14's
every expansion.
expansion is the best game this year, or
Yeah.
whatever, or like one of the best games this year. So it's like, I mean, they do. It seems like
the
everything
other
they're putting out is a winner.
I feel like
People love that game.
yeah.
People love that game.
I feel like the community support should be outside of the game, and maybe that's just insane.
That is interesting.
You know what I mean? Like it's like how
like
like okay, you have a community support, meaning like
Yeah.
You have your game, it's a good game, whatever.
How
but then
many
you,
cosplayers dress up as your character?
Yeah, right. Like that should be
that's the number. Yeah.
But it's like, how do you interact with people outside of the game?
Right.
How do you onboard new people? How are you there for the community and promote and that kind of thing?
Yeah. No, I like the thought.
Treyarch had a good one when World of War came out, and they had like a crazy community outreach and stuff, and everyone like I think Robert Bowling, and I can't name you another community manager besides him, and now I think he has his own studio now or something. But yeah, like they did some good work. So it's
it was a different time though when
it's true.
You had midnight releases and the physical.
And I was like all into the
so
pipeline.
It's easier to do community support when you're buying a game at the store.
Sure, fair enough.
All right. Anyways, games for impact, pro social messages. This is As Dusk Falls. I didn't play this one, so
yeah, I don't think we played anything on that list.
Yeah, these were all interesting. Any thoughts? No
thoughts.
All right. Here comes the best performance. So this went to.
Did you do player's voice?
Huh?
Player's voice before we do best performance.
All right. I don't have it on here. I'm on the website.
Oh, don't you? Oh, okay. It's Genshin Impact. So the player's voice is the out of all the games, it's like what do players want in Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
Like, so speaking of
people are horny.
Yeah.
Genshin Impact supplies that.
Yeah.
That's what the people want. I mean, that makes perfect sense to me. I don't know about you, Ty.
No, it makes sense. Did we do? I'm just looking through the list real quick. Did we do best audio design?
I think I'm getting to that.
Oh, okay. So we're okay.
I'm on the website.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
So.
Go ahead.
Best performance went to Christopher Judge.
Yeah, Kratos.
Voice of Kratos, obviously.
Did
you ever see that video of him and what's his face, the kid, in the first one?
In the first one?
Yeah, it's like a video of them doing their lines or something.
Oh, okay.
And it's pretty fucking.
It's good.
Yeah, he's like crying. Maybe it was their audition.
Oh, maybe.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was like this.
I'll take a look at it. Yeah,
movie. Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's incredible.
He was good. He did a 16-minute acceptance speech.
Wow.
Yeah. So to give you, and like I was just trying to get through the entire thing, so I was fast forwarding a lot of acceptance speeches.
Yeah.
But I kept hitting the little button on YouTube to be like, okay, 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I kept hitting it, and then when I was like, okay, well, you can't continue. You can't still be. I just kept going, and then I brought up the chat, and it's just Z's and and I felt so bad because like he was doing some like heartfelt stuff and like thanking literally everyone he's ever met in the entire world.
Yep.
But like, what's the guy that runs this? Jeff Keighley.
Yeah.
Would not let him off the hook like the rest of the night. He's like, well, I was gonna like talk slowly and because Steam was running a promotion.
Yeah.
Every minute they were giving away a Steam Deck. So if you think during Christopher Judge's acceptance speech, they gave away 16 Steam Decks.
Maybe that's what he was doing, man.
I don't know, but
he's a man of the people.
Everyone just kept I'll be quick because I'm not Christopher Judge. You know, just like it was like I felt so bad for that guy.
Well, that's why, dude. Take a page from the Oscars, play him off, man.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
That was the first one, and it was just like. But beyond that, Al Pacino was the one that introed that. So Al Pacino, try to picture this because Al Pacino walks out on stage.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, what the heck is Al
So
Pacino
dumb.
doing? Al Pacino was like, what the heck am I doing here? And he was like, oh, this is so great. And then he was trying to read the teleprompter and just straight up said like, I can't read this teleprompter. So he's like fumbling through his speech because he couldn't like read the teleprompter correctly, and he's trying to get through it. And then you go from that to a 16-minute acceptance speech by Christopher Judge.
Yikes!
Oh, it was a weird way to start off that kind of stuff, but that was all before like Hades. And all those
Al
announcements and
Pacino.
stuff.
That's so fucking stupid.
It was very weird.
People
like,
are tone deaf, man.
why
They don't understand.
Why
like,
is Nolan North
the
not
audience.
out there? Why is Troy? Well, technically Troy Baker came out with what's her face from Critical Role that does Ellie.
Laura Bailey.
Thank you. No, not.
Ellie. Yeah.
I can't think of her name right now. But those two were out next to Pascal and like the girl doing the TV show.
Yeah.
And then they did this awkward thing where they were like, we'll all read Joel's lines together. So like they're trying to read the stuff at the same time, which wasn't practiced, and they were waiting for each. It was bad. It was not a good thing there. But
Yikes.
anyway.
All right. Best audio design was God of War.
Surprising. We said Call of Duty.
I thought Call of Duty always won this one.
God of War. So I played a little bit of God of War last night after knowing that they won Best Audio Design.
Yeah.
I will say there's a lot of good audio design. Like stuff that I don't even, like you don't notice, where it's like if you're inside and you hit a puddle, it's going to have a slight echo to, like, it's like well done.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they're going off of.
Yeah.
I don't think anything really stood out. Like even the serpent and stuff, like it's not as impactful as the first time you hear it.
Yeah, of course. No. But I mean, not a bad winner.
No.
Yeah,
It's still very good. Yeah.
All right, moving on. Best score and music, also God of War.
Yeah.
So in the same vein, I guess, kind of.
They played a whole bunch of them during just clips.
Right.
I might say Xenoblade deserved that.
Really?
Out of the clips that they picked, like God of War always gives you goosebumps.
Of course.
But Xenoblade was like
really good.
It sounded real good.
So if Xenoblade should have won anything, because Xenoblade's another one that was like in the mix.
Yeah.
But definitely the underdog.
I think
wide margin.
Out of all of this, like as much as I love Neon White, I think Plague Tale got snubbed. I don't know where I'd stick them short of maybe Action Game.
Yeah.
But I feel like Plague Tale deserves something because it is very good so far. Unless it falls off a cliff that I just haven't got to that point yet.
Right.
The intro is very, very strong. It's gorgeous. It sounds great. The voice acting is phenomenal. Like, that's a solid game.
Best art direction.
Yeah.
Elden Ring.
So, you know how I was saying how bad Elden Ring was?
Yeah.
And then I literally sent you a picture of, here's Elden Ring's trees. Here's Plague Tale's trees.
Right.
And it's like laughable.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Like, and maybe, do you have the description of what the art direction is?
Outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. So maybe
you could maybe make the argument. You could make the
creative.
argument of animation, but technical, it was not.
People
good
think
technically.
that game. People think Elden Ring looks really good.
Yeah, well, those people need to get their eyes checked.
They tell me it all the time.
Yeah, well, they need to get their eyes checked.
All right.
The lighting looks good. The character model of the enemies look good. Like the animation is good. But like the world is trash. Like it looks bad. The texture work is bad. The modeling is bad. Okay, throw whatever the other essay there is. Stray, whatever.
Okay.
Stray looks better than Elden Ring. Easily.
Yeah.
Like, so,
okay.
I don't know.
New essay? Are we officially making the new essay?
I already complained enough about it. I just like those games. Like I would argue Soul games just look bad in general. The Demon Souls remake is like a notable exception where like the lighting carries it like a long way.
Yeah.
But like Elden Ring is just, compared to God of War, get out of here. Are you kidding me? You put a character model of freaking Kratos or literally any other character. You pick some random ass dwarf in the dwarf town. Spoiler, there's a dwarf town. Pick any one of them and they look better than any character in Elden Ring. You can't even make a good looking character in Elden Ring in the character creation screen. They look like these deformed whatevers. And don't go in the comments saying like, oh, well, that's how they're supposed to look because their souls have like left their body or whatever BS you have to like scrounge around. And that's like saying Elden Ring has like the best narrative. Get out of here.
Wait till I get the best narrative.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. What would you have given it to? Best art direction?
Best art. What were the runnings?
It was God of War, Horizon, Scorn, and Stray.
I probably would have gave it to God of War at that point.
Yeah.
I think Scorn makes a good argument because Scorn had a very specific like, this is the art style, this is what it looks like. I just don't think Scorn was well animated, at least what I saw.
I recency bias, but Horizon the animations always are so fantastic.
I was just asking Mike because Mike was saying like he played the heck out of Horizon.
Yeah.
Like he really liked Horizon.
Yeah.
Now he's playing the heck out of God of War.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you like more? And he couldn't say.
Yeah.
So like I would love for you to play God of War and like we should be like picking one. So like whenever you get to God of War, I'll swap to Horizon and
yeah.
we'll kind of
Well, I'm just saying like
middle.
just in terms of like animation, like Horizon's so odd. Like every time you get out of the water, she like shakes her boots and like
so
it's just so like just the littlest tiny details they incorporate.
it's funny you mentioned
So
that
good.
because I actually hate how Kratos stands
Okay.
because the camera is attached to his head. So if you pan the camera, he's looking.
Yeah.
I understand why they do it that way.
Right.
Don't love it. And I did notice that when they come out of water, again, no spoilers, but like there's a point where you're coming out of the water. I'm like,
Yeah.
he's kind of wet, but doesn't look like Aloy wet.
No,
Which I probably that sounds gross now, but you know what I mean. Like
No,
where it's
100%.
like, yeah,
your clothes are damp.
yeah.
There's
Well,
droplets.
When you look at Uncharted 1
Yeah.
and you walk like where it's like a quarter of your pant is in the water,
Yeah.
and just that part is wet.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
I just love it. There's just so many unique animation. Like it gets windy and she gets cold.
Yep.
It's like
Well,
so
it's tough
unnecessary.
because Kratos is God, so it's like not cold, but
okay,
yeah.
I got you. I don't know. I'm just whatever.
No. Like
I just like Horizon.
yeah, I can't wait to play it. I get it.
Anyways, yeah, God of War should be Elden Ring though in that category. Best narrative, Elden Ring. So how did you feel about
Yeah,
that?
explain that to me, please. Did they really get that?
It was God of War.
Okay. I was like,
It was
wait a
God of
minute,
War.
that does not make sense. Okay.
That would be a problem. That would be a problem.
That's to finish my thought is explain to me how that is even on the list.
Right.
What's the list again for that?
It's Plague Tale,
Yeah.
Elden Ring, Horizon, and Immortality.
That's insane. I'll tell you what, Immortality was on a lot of lists and they got snubbed on every single one of those.
Oh, yeah.
So like
Dude,
people aren't ready for it.
It's what happens when you. It was like, remember 2018 when it was God of War and Red Dead 2? It's like, oh yeah, good luck winning anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
you're fucked. That was Hades. Wasn't that Hades this year? Or no, that was next year. Never mind.
Yeah,
But I'm sure a lot of things got snubbed that year.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, good luck.
I didn't play it more. I mean, maybe like I assume it's decent if it's on all these lists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's game direction, and this one goes to Elden Ring as well. So they get art direction and game direction.
I will give you game direction
Yeah.
because you really hit exactly what you were trying to do, and for the most part, like
I would actually give it to Mutant Ninja Turtles at that point. I mean, that's
okay,
right
well,
on the
they-
head.
yeah, like-
That's your criteria,
are they
Ty.
even on the list?
It was God of War, Horizon, Immortality, and Stray.
Look, I would even give Stray because like the direction that they had to do, because like I will say the cat is very cat-like, and you had to make a lot of considerations and concessions and stuff to be like, okay, well, this is a cat, this is how far they jumped, this is the animation, like
Yeah.
that's all good.
Yeah.
So I could even see that, but like, yeah, I don't know, man. Art direction, nah.
Well, this one's game direction, so
No,
you do
I know.
agree with this one.
I
right?
agree
Okay,
with
yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah,
I
see,
feel like
see.
that makes sense.
Right.
I'm not upset about. What I'm saying is Stray could have won that, and I wouldn't be upset about it.
Yeah.
Art direction, like honestly, Stray could have won art direction.
Sure.
Stray has a very good look to it. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. It's done. It's over.
And then last but not least, game of the year. Obviously, Elden Ring.
Yeah.
No surprise there.
Yeah.
How
Look,
do you
man,
feel?
it set the world on fire. Like, what are you gonna do?
Did.
Like, I can't argue
I
that.
cannot remember a game in recent memory where the hype was at such an enormous level and it met and exceeded the hype.
Zelda.
That's great. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that would be
like
it. Yeah.
legendary status. Like that's nearly impossible to do.
Yep.
I thought it was doomed. I was like, dude, people are so on this.
Yeah. Well, you saw the pendulum keep going back and forth where people are super excited about it and they see a little bit of it and now people are like, oh, don't give your hopes up.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
right,
then it's
right.
cool to hate on it and stuff. And then it's
Right,
like it comes
right.
out and it's like, oh, guess what? It's good.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's 68.
You're insane.
You can't even. Look, man,
you can't even fathom why people give it a good score.
That 68 is me.
Okay.
I am the 68 of like I'm rating myself on being able to play that game.
I see.
Honestly, it should be lower. I'm just upset that I can't play that game because I don't have the patience for it. I don't have the skill for it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Where like I'm just jealous of other people that they like that and they want to play it. I just make it easier. Like that's all. Just give me a little easy toggle.
Defeats the purpose.
I know. I hate it.
Well, there we go. That was the Game Awards 2022.
It was a lot, yeah.
It was a lot. There were ups, there were downs, there was Elden Ring, and there were cats.
There was Elden Ring, cats, and God of War, and that's
it seems Final Fantasy 14 sticks in there a
enough.
couple times, dude.
That's true. They still
that's pretty much
strong.
That's pretty much it. But
yeah,
no, it was good overall. It seemed like good announcements.
Yeah,
maybe a little questionable with the award winners, but
dude, think about
nothing unexpected.
Next year, when supposedly we're gonna have your Legend of Zelda, your Starfields, your Resident Evil 4s, you're gonna get a lot next year in theory.
A little more interesting, a little closer.
Maybe. Or people just are like, screw that, we're pushing it. Like, we're gonna come out in December. Oh, nah, we'll wait till like March.
Yeah,
we're good.
Yeah.
Like all the games coming out in March that we just saw, it's like they probably were ready.
Maybe
they're just like, no, we're not going up against freaking Elden
Well, you
Ring.
think that makes a difference in like their success?
1,000% because think about all of these because like all these games are on sale right now, right?
Yeah.
On every major platform that they're on, but then you also have this idea of bonuses and stuff. So I don't know if this is still a practice because they got some FUBAR stuff, but a lot of the employees' bonuses and stuff are tied to like this needs to have a Metacritic score of X.
Wow.
Which I know
that's
some like Polygon ran a story on it or
crazy.
something ran a story.
That seems like really not good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like if you're talking bonuses, right? So it's like you get paid and everything normally.
My point is like you better make sure Metacritic's like reliable.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be the user scores. It's going to be just critically received. Like it's going to be your big sites.
Well,
and
I don't know.
And that's it.
I've seen IGN give Madden 10s for the past.
Yeah, and those guys were happy.
And they're getting their bonuses. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Whatever.
It's all corrupt.
Yeah, it's all corrupt. It's all conspiracy. All right, that's all we got. So thanks for joining us. That was an exciting episode.
Yeah, a lot of stuff
talk
coming
about games, and we next couple of episodes will be a little kind of wrapping the year up. Really?
Yeah, maybe a top 5 here and a game of the year there, and we'll set the record straight. Like this was what the amateurs tried to kind of put through and say all these different topics and stuff.
But it stops at the couch.
Yeah, we'll put that out there.
Yeah, easy. All right, well, thanks for joining us. Check us out on all of our things. Couchcompany.games. I don't know what they're called. They're called things. All of our links are there. So check us out on Twitter. We got the YouTube there, Spotify, which is probably how you're listening to this. Give us a 5-star, by the way, while you're there.
Yeah.
And we'll be here, same time, same place next week. Thanks for joining us on the couch.